turning out in large number. And let's give a big Lagos applause for all of our international participants. Let them hear it in Indonesia, in Canada, in Riyadh, in Dubai. Continue, please. Let's just give them a big round of applause so that they can come. Akwaba, just next door Ghana. Let the clap just overwhelm them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We will not show them fully how we make it in Lagos, so that because it's an international conference, we will not show them the whole full color at the conference like this here. But in the evening, we will show them some of the other flavors of Lagos. Is not so? Exactly. Right. Mr. Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, thank you very much. We also want to acknowledge our distinguished senator from the Lagos Central Senatorial District, Senator Wasiu Sani Senator Wasiu Eshilokunsoni, members of the Federal House of Representatives, especially Prince Kayode Akiolu, the Chairman House Committee on Housing, Honorable Adebisi Ege, members of the Lagos State Executive Council that are here, especially the hostess and very hardworking Special Advisor on Housing, Honorable Barakat Dunuga Bakari, who I'm sure she will rest after 3 days after this conference, and our colleague, the Honorable Commissioner for Housing, and their Permanent Secretary, all of you in the Ministry of Housing, thank you very much for the great work you have done. All of our friends that have traveled wild and far from various countries, from Dubai, from Saudi Arabia, from Canada, from Ghana, Uganda, Kenya. We want to thank you all very much for coming. We also want to acknowledge our keynote speaker, one of us, Dr. Muiz Banire, who by invitation harassing us and harassing himself because he baked all of this while he was there himself. Our Royal Fathers, the representative of Oba of Lagos, thank you very much. Our uncle all the way from Canada, sorry, from America, Professor Amuo, thank you very much for coming to grace this occasion. Captains of industry that are here, all of our players in the real estate space, Mr. Orimolade, and all of you that are in that association, Renda, thank you very, very much for keeping the space and for showing our international audience that indeed we have a very active private sector real estate market in Lagos and in Nigeria. To all of our esteemed panelists, heads of government, functionaries and agencies, distinguished gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to welcome all of us to the 6th Real Estate Marketplace Conference and Exhibition. I would like to commend the Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, LASRERA, for sustaining this important platform where ideas meet policy, where capital meets opportunity, and vision meets implementation. Today's theme, shaping the future of megacity, shaping the future of Lagos megacity, infrastructural investment, innovation, and affordable housing, could not be more timely nor more relevant to the journey of Lagos. I'm particularly pleased to acknowledge the strong international presence at this year's conference. We deeply want to appreciate the participants of some global brands like the Eye of Riyadh from Saudi, from United Arab Emirates, from various countries in Europe, Asia, in Africa, and North America. Your presence here is not just accidental. It's a clear signal that Lagos continues to command the confidence, the trust, and the sustained interest in the national investment community. Lagos is not a city waiting to become great. Lagos, we say, is already one of the world's most dynamic urban economy. Lagos, and we've seen it here, in all conversations, is always being compared to Ghana, to Kenya, to Uganda, and the only difference is that they compare a country with a sub-nation. What that means is in the deep, Lagos is already a African's mega city that is comparable to anyone in the world. And so what we're doing now, thank you, is shaping how that greatness endures, how it becomes inclusive, how it can work for all of us, and how it can remain livable for generations yet unborn. Yesterday, and I think it was our friends from UAE, Canada, and all of them that I met founder Andrew Lucia, Mr. Sally, who was also on the panel, and he spoke with admiration about the changing skyline of Lagos, how he believed the second trip will not be his last trip, and how he continued to come. And he had also mentioned it here, how policies clarity is important, and how we need to have other cheerleaders over other people that need to tell the world, that need to correct the narrative from the Western media as into what is happening around here, and how they will take it upon themselves to tell the Lagos story that we have seen, we believe, and we will help you also propagate it. And now why it's important to ensure that trust is not also lost on us. And I think these are some of the things that have also been discussed in some of the panels here this morning. And you know, these are things that you not see in any brochure, but it's only when they come around that they can make this very important observation. Because we believe that this reflects a glowing global truth. Lagos is no longer a city of potentials alone, it is a city of performance. And so thank you very much for some of the observations, from some of the comments you have said about our city. But they say skylines, impressive as they are the only visible symbols of deeply questions we must ask. How do we house a rapidly growing population with dignity? How do we ensure affordability without sacrificing quality? How do we align private capital, private investment with public purpose? And how do we build a mega city that works not just for a few, but for all of us, for as many as you can reach? And so housing is not just about buildings. Housing is about human dignity. Housing is about economic productivity. Housing is about social stability. Housing is about the kind of a city we all choose to become. And so in Lagos State, we understand that we cannot build a 21st century mega city on a 20th century planning assumptions. That's why housing sits firmly at the heart of all development agenda. It's interwoven in our Teams Plus agenda, in public transportation, in infrastructure, in energy, in climate resilience, and in economic opportunity. And you dare say that our approach is deliberate. First, we're investing in enabling infrastructure, and like the keynote speaker had said, we're investing in road. It can never be enough. We're pushing our rail infrastructure. They have challenged us to say that we should build the remaining 4 or 5, as if we're magicians. We'll continue to push it. And we're pushing, on power. We just delivered some house from water projects a couple of days ago. And my big brother, my friend, Mr. Iroche, have also brought another dimension to it, in which he said that if we don't innovate with AI, we will die. Not literally that we'll be taken to the grave, but things will move far, beyond us. And it cannot be any truer. I cannot, be more agreeable with that fact. But I tell you something, just yesterday, at the ceremony where we were celebrating exceptional public officers, both at the junior and the senior level. The head of service is here. There's a young level 9 officer who showed us, he did a presentation to us using AI to enhance and to improve, the procurement process in the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure. And it was such an incredible presentation. A young level 9 officer challenging all his bosses that we need to innovate, we need to use AI as a model in which we can fast track our levels of procurement, our level of approvals you know, the Deputy Governor you missed, the young man is the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, and this was just yesterday. So, Mr. Richard, you can see that whilst you have lectured us today, there are young, smart, younger people than yourselves are already thinking about AI as well. You know, so what we will do will ensure that your very old, innovative ideas comes with a younger, creative idea, and it becomes a future that we all can work together. Thank you very much for working with us. Thank you. But I think the point to be made is that as scary as AI is the future that nobody can walk away from. And it's here with us. It's here already. And we need to be able to bring out tools. We need to be able to bring out ideas where we can use it and we can use it positively. You know, because there will always be negative things about any innovation, about any new discovery. So all our energy should be targeted at ensuring that what is the positive aspect of it and how can we use it to solve societal problems. How can we use it to solve our day-to-day problems, to be able to respond to the needs of our people quicker, faster, and better. And so we see development not just to connect jobs, not just to connect markets or mobility. We believe that our investment in transportation, in rail, and every corridor we're pushing into is very intentional, because we believe this also speaks to our housing need. I think it was Dr. Babajide that also mentioned during his own keynote address, you know, there's a model around transportation where you are very intentional around developing transport infrastructure, developing housing solutions around transport infrastructure. And these are some of the transportation, there's a terminology that I'm trying to remember, you know, where transport-oriented program, right? Right, where you must be intentional on how you deploy public transportation and use housing, you know, and social engagement to enhance and to improve it. And he also mentioned that, you know, 1/3 of Lagos, we say, is actually water, but we actually can push more than half of the population of Lagos around water. And we have started that, Dr. Babajide, with our Omi-Eko project, which was launched about a month ago. What you will see in the next 1 or 2 years is that we will be pushing a lot of, you know, our public transportation on the waterways, using our intermodal public transportation, and on a sustainable basis. Mr. Eroche, we will be deploying, you know, EVs on water. All of the ferries and the transportation infrastructure are all sustainable. These are all these are all electric ferry boats that we'll be bringing together so that we can reduce our carbon footprint, and also we can reduce our costs, you know, and also can reduce our costs, you know, on greenhouse emission. So we also see that we're pushing on regulation. We're using regulation not to stifle the market, but to strengthen it. Through La Serrera, we're promoting transparency, we're enhancing professionalism, and we're pushing for customer protection. A credible real estate market is one where buyers are protected, where investors' confidence are maintained, and where developers operate in a level playing field. And to all of our international friends, you know, that we cannot stop saying it enough, that it's only when we transparently open the market for you that you can indeed go out there and make those commitments, you know, and talk about the deepening, you know, and the opportunity that is available in our market. And we take the point that we need to also look for other investments, you know, outlets, so that we need to be very creative, you know, and to see that it shouldn't be the regular, you know, cash-backed or cash transaction where you need to do 100% of any procurement or any purchase all at once. So these are some of the recommendations, and I'm sure La Serrera and all of our local, you know, real estate players needs to bring on board and needs to be able to see as the way forward, you know, that is done internationally. Thirdly, we are also embracing innovation. We're embracing it in the way we construct, in the way our financing model is, and in our land administration. And we're using it in our planning processes. You know, I hear, you know, the madam from Ghana, you know, around how you have used, you know, technology, you know, data to to administer. We are also doing the same. We have a robust, not fully completed yet, but we're ways 80-90%, and ensuring that at the click of a button, we can indeed reduce the time it takes for all of our subsequent transactions on our land, ensuring that we can title every land in Lagos. We're still giving a lot of, what we call waivers, and we're giving, what's fiscal planning doing now? Amnesty, that's what we're giving, amnesty, to ensure that people can still come forward and regularize and comply, with all of the things that they've not done very well. So we're doing all of this to ensure that it is a system where you can, from the comfort of your house or your offices, rely on technology to be, a platform that you will trust, in whatever part of the world you are, and you also can transact and do. So fiscal planning is doing a lot of amnesty. Lands is doing a lot of ensuring that titling of documents of land and landed property are seamless. And like I said, we will not stop until when we get, to the finish line. And we're doing this in every area of blended finance, strong public partnership. I think our PPP office, they also are going to be speaking to us later in one of the panels. And so in Lagos, affordability for us means building homes that people can actually live in. Buildings that they can pay for, they have access to where they work and to raise family. It means leveraging PPPs, structured finance, land optimization, and demand-led planning. And it means government playing its rightful role as a strong enabler, as a regulator, and a partner, not just a provider. And so all of us must see that we are all in this together. It's the same coin, we're just on two different sides of the coin. And it's only when we come to engagement like this that each one of us can clearly roll out what our roles and responsibilities are, and we jointly go, head on, ensuring that whatever red tapes we need to move away as government regulator, and whatever activations you need to do as private players, all of us needs to be able to finish it up. And I keep saying, when we come around like this, it shouldn't just be talk show. It shouldn't just be a nice, fanciful presentation and document. It should be the final, footprints that we need to take away. And I'm sure that the ministries, the Attorney General, the Lands Administration people, they're all here listening to, after all of the speeches that they said, to hear your little moments, to be able to take your concern and be able to listen to the suggestions that you're bringing about. Mr. Attorney General, are we together on all of this? So that, because that's only way we can build a model and build a force that will truly reflect the plan that we have for the city. And so none is impossible without strong partnership, like I said. We're encouraging our partners who continue to support us in the real estate ambition of Lagos. I want to thank, all of our investors and our partners once again that have found out time to be here, for your enabling, for creating enabling environment for ourselves and yourselves. Equal Atlantic City 2, they've been here. Alaro City, they've been here. Redan, I've been here. FCIB, you've been here. FCIB, you've all been here. For all of your partnership, Integrated Mid-City, the Lekki Free Trade Zone, NITCOM, all of you are held here in my speech, NRMC, all of us, we all need to continue to deepen, access to affordable financing option, and begin to work on a more eco-friendly, more sustainable communities. We believe that if all of these partnerships are not just peripheral, they are central to building Lagos of our future. They are central to ensuring that the city will continually be powered by innovation, by sustainability, and by shared prosperity, using Mr. Iruchi's AI model as another topping on it. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me also speak clearly to a matter of urgent importance to our investors, which is a matter of confidence. Opportunity alone are not enough. Investors also require assurances of security, they require assurances of transparency and integrity. Let me state that without any form of equivocation, that Lagos remains one of your safest, most stable, and best governed investment destination in Africa. And I tell you, 4 years ago, on our ease of doing business benchmark, which is a peer review for all subnational in the country, which is done by the presidency under the PEPEC rule, 4 or 5 years ago, we were number 29. We moved gradually to number 24. 2 months ago, we were rated number 1 in the country. And so it's been very deliberate, it's been very intentional. We do 10 times more than each of our other states. Did you hear me? We do 10 times more. And so you would have expected that it would be difficult for us to keep up, So we're doing it more, but we're doing it efficiently. And that's why at the end of the day, after 5 years of trying, we're now rated as number 1, in the country. And so what that means for us is they believe in our system, is an African success, is a sub-Saharan success because of the amount of numbers and the amount of that we're doing currently in Lagos. And to some of our investors, Lagos is indeed a big construction site. As we stand here, there are about 19 skyscraper development that are going on concurrently, with none of them less than 22 floors, that are going on in different parts of the city. It's all a measure of the belief in the city, is all a measure of the capacity and the ability of the city to take all this. So like we keep saying, yesterday is late, today is the next best day, because tomorrow might just be too late. We govern with integrity. We continue to strengthen our security architecture through technology, improve intelligence, enhance our manpower capability, and a coordinated multi-agency collaboration. Safety, stability, and the rule of law remains non-negotiable. It's one of the pillars of our Teams Plus agenda. The opportunity before us, therefore, is enormous. Lagos is Africa's largest urban economy. It is a city of builders, a city of innovators, and of risk takers. It's a city where real estate is not just an asset class, but a catalyst for job, for local manufacturing, for professional service, and for long-term wealth creation and wealth preservation. But opportunity must be matched with responsibility. And so as we build upwards and outwards, we also must build sustainably. As we attract capital into our city, we must protect our communities. And that's why we're always happy when we see our traditional institutions here, when they listen to us and they hear us, because they're also the preservers and they are the custodian of our culture. We work hand in hand with them. We'll ensure that what we're doing as government, they are fully aware and they understand and appreciate the importance of all of that. And so as we modernize our skylines, we must preserve the social fabric of our city. And that's why, to our international investors, the Oba of Lagos have announced, and if you can find time to come again, we'll be celebrating a very big historical culture called the Eyo Masquerade on the 27th, of this month, 2025. And it will be a classical display of the very unique cultural heritage that Mr. Iroche, once again as a Lagosian, will be proud to participate in. And so we're opening our doors and our corridor to all of you. And so this is why a conference like this matters to us. It allows us to align the vision with action. It allows us to ensure that policy with policy, policy with practice, and ambition with accountability. To all of our local partners, ain't going anywhere. We're all here together. We're joined together in HIP. Lagos believes in you. No matter what it is, no matter how difficult the terrain is, Lagos believes in you. And no international person will do it better than you local. So you cannot take a back seat right now. Think out of it and be bold to take it. And finally, to our international partners, we say Lagos is open, Lagos is ready, Lagos is serious. To our regulators and professionals, your role are indispensable. Thank you all very much for listening. It's been an honor to be part.
Mr. Governor, if I could kindly ask you to kindly stay on stage so that we can take some pictures with our international delegates.
Thank you very
And
much.
if I could please kindly ask the Deputy Governor as well to join him on stage. And I would like to invite our international delegates.
Only our international delegates,
Only our
please.
international delegates.
From Canada, from Indonesia, from Ghana, from Kenya. Only our international delegates. The Honorable Commissioner for Housing.
Kindly make your way onto the stage to take this historic picture with Mr. Governor and Mr. Deputy Governor.
The Special Advisor on Housing, the Senior Special Assistant on Housing, Dr. Moise Banere.
Could we please have 2 rows
Only our
on
international
stage?
delegates,
So please kindly fill